You're not in the business of being lost. So, why does it seem to be the feeling that so many photographers share? Yeah, it may not be the word lost that they tell me, but it's something along those lines. You know, it's despite all the blood, sweat, and tears that you've poured in. Why does your business still feel like a scavenger hunt with no treasure at the end? Why are some photographers spinning their wheels while others seem to be sprinting ahead? It's not because you're lazy, you're not broken. It's because you're running a business without a map. If this hits a little too close to home, good. Because today we're throwing out the guesswork. We're lighting a flare and showing you how to find the path that gets to where you want to go. Hey there, Lens Legends, and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show, where we focus on the business side of photography. I'm your host, Jim Landers, your guide on the business side, and it's my mission to uplift portrait photographers to make a great income doing what they love. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems on the business side of photography designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so you can finally get what you deserve. You're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. For Digital Pro Lab, Amanda and her amazing team are going to make you look like a hero, but not because they're trying, because that's the default mode. They care about what they do. Amanda hires fantastic people on her team, and they just love you. They love what they're doing, and it shows. I recommend that you reach out to Amanda and her team by going to digitalprolab.com, digitalprolab.com. You're going to be impressed. You're going to feel the love. You're going to just thoroughly enjoy your experience working with digitalprolab.com. And if you haven't printed yet, oh my gosh, you are so missing out on a feeling of having your work printed. You've heard people say it before. If you've not printed before, it's a real thing. Go check out digitalprolab.com. You're missing out if you haven't used Digital Pro Lab. The show is also sponsored by Landers Photography School. And I'm going to you can go to landersphotoschool.com to find out more about what I do. But I'm teaching both of the photography side and the business side. And I want to put up on the screen right now how to get on my calendar for free. Now, it's only for 15 minutes or so, but it's going to make a difference in your world just by talking about what it is that you want from your photography, from life. Put this on your calendar. This is a link that you're seeing on my screen right now, the calendly.com/photoschool/15min. Take care of it right now. Go check out that link and put yourself on my calendar and find out more about Landers Photo School and what Landers Photo School can do in your world. I want you to go to the comments section right now and enter in hashtag live. That tells me you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube live right now with me. So enter in hashtag live. For those of you watching the replay, please enter in hashtag replay. I also request that you share the Portrait Profit Show. It's real easy. Just tag someone you know. On most social media platforms, you just hit the @ symbol and then their name, and that will tell them about this show. On Facebook, you can just click the share button and let other people know about this, because that is how other people find out about the Portrait Profits Show. Today's episode is about finding your path, one that fits you, your strengths, and the kind of life that you want, and how your business clearly fits. It's about understanding what's been missing so you can start making real progress. Because here's what I know. There are a lot of passionate, talented photographers out there who are working hard, but still not gaining traction. We're talking about why lost or stuck feelings are so common, what clarity really means, and how to start building a business that finally feels like it fits. Not more hustle, more alignment. So let's stop guessing and start building with intention. Chapter 1. You know the feeling. You're doing the work. You're busy. You're tired. You're honestly trying. But no matter how much effort you pour in, you aren't gaining the momentum you want. That's not laziness. That's not a lack of talent. You might not like this, but what it is, I'm going to tell you what it is. This is what happens when you're missing key pieces of your business structure, the parts that move your business forward and keep them moving. Let's break that down. You didn't become a photographer because you were passionate about pricing or marketing or writing your policies or managing a sales process. That didn't draw any photographer in. You became a photographer because creating portraits is meaningful, because you enjoy connecting with people, because seeing someone light up when they view their portraits feels so good to you. It feels like a moment that matters. So when all these business responsibilities show up, they feel unnatural, different, uncomfortable. I mean, it feels like something you're supposed to do. It feels maybe even like something you should be good at, even though you don't start out really understanding them. But they pull you away from the part you actually love. Eventually, you start to treat the business side as something you'll get to when there's time, when it feels right. But you know that time never comes. And that's why the traction that you must have stays out of reach. Not because you're not trying, not because you've been working without structure or support necessary to reach your ideal life. I'm going to repeat that because I realize I put the emphasis in the wrong place. It's not because you're not trying. It's because you've been working without the structure or support necessary to reach your ideal life. Let me tell you about the 4 reasons, or 4 reasons, not necessarily the 4 reasons, but 4 reasons why photographers stay stuck in that cycle. The first, no one taught us how to run a business. We learned how to pose. We learned how to light. We know our way around editing software, but no one told us how to price. No one walked us through how to lead a sales conversation. No one showed us how to confidently speak to our ideal client. We're masters of light and emotion, and we completely wing it on everything else. The second is we chase gear, not guidance. We'll spend hours watching tutorials on new lenses or lighting techniques or editing workflows. But when it comes to business education, well, because creativity is our passion, it feels safe. Business? Well, it feels more like attempting to learn a new language. Most photographers that I've worked with aren't afraid of failing, they're afraid of looking foolish. So we hide, we guess, we hope. The third is we believe we should be self taught or that there's added value in being self taught. There's pride in figuring things out on your own. That's not a bad thing until it turns into a wall that you're totally unaware of. Because the longer we avoid asking for help, the more we linger inside our own assumptions. And we start to make the mistake, or we start to mistake the struggle for the process. Like, if it's hard, that must mean we're doing something right. Constant friction isn't a sign of growth, it's a sign of misalignment. The fourth is we misunderstand value. We confuse being affordable with being valuable. We believe that being liked means people will book us. We think the more work we show, the better our marketing is. But that's not how it works. We're trying to win clients by being less expensive instead of being more specific. It doesn't work. Being valuable doesn't mean lowering your price when no one's booking. It means clearly communicating why your work matters and who it's for. Chapter 2. By the way, if you're feeling this, give me a yes in the comments. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live. Hashtag live. Oh, and you probably are well aware of this, but just in case, every single episode I create, I also create a handout to go right along with it. All you have to do is ask me for it. Now, I do ask for a donation of $10. You can pay it if you want to. You don't have to. It's up to you. And I don't want it before. You tell me you want it, I send it to you. If you want to make the donation, you do at that point, but not until after you've received it and had a chance to look at it. And then if you forget, you forget. I don't follow up. And here's how to get that. Send me an email, Jim at portraitprofits.com, Jim at portraitprofits.com, or enter hashtag handout in the comments. By the way, hashtag handout is so that I can do a search on handout and I get a list of it. I don't have to go through every single place that we're simulcast to in order to find it. And if you haven't received a handout that you've asked for, it means I haven't received your request. So please try again. By the way, if you send an email and it doesn't get to me sometime, you can also reach me at jim@landersphotography.com, jim@landersphotography.com. So there's that. Next is chapter 2. The real problem is there's no clarity. You can't follow a path if you can't see the path. And you won't stay on it if you're not sure it's even your path. Clarity isn't just knowing what to do, it's knowing what works, what fits, and what actually matters to you, your business, to your ideal clients. Without clarity, everything feels necessary. Some things that are supposed to be urgent don't feel that way, while things that aren't sometimes do. You try something, a little of this, a little of that, and end up feeling burned out by things that were never going to move you in the direction you needed to go anyway. Although it's sometimes a matter of being indecisive, it's often that you are just overloaded with things that you are considering important. Because when you don't have clarity, every decision feels hard. It feels like a gamble. What clarity is supposed to look like? Well, when it comes to an ideal client, it's knowing who you're supposed to be talking to. About your offer? Well, that's knowing what you offer, why it matters to your ideal client, and the connections you're making, knowing how to connect what you do with the people who want it most. And when it comes to priorities, knowing what to say yes to and what to ignore. When you have that kind of clarity, you stop chasing random fixes. You start building something that's aligned with your actual goals. But most photographers aren't giving themselves the space to figure this out. You may hear someone say, or you may feel this: post more, hustle more, offer more, more reels, more promos, more mini sessions. Sure, those are viable tools, but without a strategy, it's just noise, just noise. Clarity clears that noise. And the minute you start working from clarity, not just effort, I mean, you can work extremely hard. You can drive extremely well, but if you're driving down the road, even if it's the right road, if you're heading the wrong direction, you'll never get where you want to go. But with all the roads that are available, what are the odds you even wound up on the right one if you didn't know where you were headed? Yeah, you can put in a lot of effort and it not take you the direction you want to go. The minute you start working from clarity, not just effort, everything starts to shift. You hearing this? This makes sense? Are you resonating with this? Let me know in the comments. Just say yes. When you have this clarity, you make decisions faster. You attract the right clients much more easily. They find you. You stop second guessing every move you make. Clarity is the beginning of traction. So, how do you fix it? How do you go from reacting to everything to confidently steering your business? Well, you need a map, not a vague idea, a real, reliable, specific guide to where you're going and how to get there. And that map begins with something you've heard me say so many times. It begins with the 5 workspace statements. I'll put that on the screen so you can see that. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, it's tiny. I apologize for that. I'll make it big for just a moment so you can screenshot it. Let's see. There we go. That's the 5 workspace statements. Let's see. So the 5 workspace statements are mission statement, vision statement, value statement, your ideal client statement, and your compelling description. These 5 things will give you the clarity you've been missing. Without them, you're just wandering, just reacting. With them, you've got GPS when much of your competition doesn't even have a wrinkled old paper map. Here's the 5 workspace statements. By the way, I gave them that name because I believe that they should be in printed form in your workspace where you're constantly and consistently influenced by them. So the mission statement: what do you do and why do you do it? This is your what and why. It's the anchor that keeps your business focused. Could you explain your mission sentence? Could you explain your mission in one sentence right now if I was asking you? I mean, if you feel confident, go to the comments section and do that right now. I don't expect you to. And if you don't want to, that's fine. But if you feel confident enough, go ahead. Explain your mission in one sentence right now. The second is vision statement. Where are you going? Your vision's the destination. It's not where you are right now. It's where you're headed. It's the way things will be once you've reached your goals. Do you know what you're building? Or are you just hoping things work out? If you're hoping, you need a vision statement. Number 3, value. Your value statement. What rules do you play by? These are the principles that guide how you run your business and treat your clients. They're what you stand for, what you say no to. If I asked your clients what matters to you, would they know? Because if you've done a good job of making sure that your values are visible, that your client understands your values, then they know. They could tell. They will tell others. The fourth is, and you may hear this also as target market, but I generally will say ideal client. I actually use both because I think they're both important. But ideal client, who is it for? This is not anyone who wants photography kind of a thing. You need to know exactly who you serve, what they care about, what they want. Do you know your audience? Or are you just hoping someone calls? Again, if you're hoping, you've got some more work to do. Number 5, compelling description. Why should they care? This is how you get people's attention. It's the short, punchy explanation of what you do that makes someone say, "Tell me more." So if I gave you 10 seconds to explain what you do, would it be compelling? Would I want it? Would I ask questions about it? Would I want more? These 5 workspace statements are your clarity toolkit. They help you make better decisions. They help you attract ideal clients, and they help you stop second guessing yourself. When you're clear on these 5 things, you start creating traction. Chapter 3. The business side feels scary, threatening, uncomfortable. Photographers didn't pick up a camera dreaming of QuickBooks, policy writing, email funnels. You didn't fall in love with sales scripts. You didn't share your contracts with your friends. No. You fell in love with light, with people, with moments. You fell in love with what photography makes possible. So when the business side showed up with all its numbers and strategies and best practices, it didn't feel creative. It felt like pressure. It still feels like pressure. It feels like the part that you're going to mess up. And you start to feel like you have to choose either be an artist or be a business person. But that's a false choice. So then why does the business side feel so uncomfortable? Because most photographers don't see business as a creative act. We wonderful creatives feel the business side is cold, maybe even manipulative. That selling means talking people into something. But here's what business actually is, at least when done right. Business is how you connect your work to the people who want it. It's the system that allows your creativity to matter. It's not separate from art. It's what supports your passion. I want to reemphasize the resistance you have to the business side isn't coming from laziness. It's coming from potentially many sources, such as fear, confusion, a lack of alignment between the creative heart of your work and the business systems that you're trying to build around it. No wonder it feels like such a threat. But it's not a threat, it's a tool. And it can be shaped like all the other tools that you use to fit you. The problem isn't the business side is the enemy or that it's hard. It's that you've never been shown how to make it feel like you need it and want it. The moment you stop seeing business as manipulative or a compromise to your beliefs and start seeing it as a creative system, everything shifts. You stop avoiding it. You stop resenting it. And you start building something that feels like you all the way through the creative process. You realize that business isn't separate from what you love. It's a vital part of making what you love work for you. Chapter 4. At some point, you realize that trying harder isn't the solution. You've already been trying. You've already been putting in the hours, watching the videos, tweaking the website, running promos. You're not short on effort. You are short on alignment. And here's where things shift. Because now you're not just reaching out to the chaos of running a business. You're not just reacting to the chaos of running a business. You're stepping into the role of the one building it on purpose. And that changes everything. It's easy to chase tactics and ideas. That's what most of the photography education industry sells: quick fixes, viral trends, shiny new templates. But those tactics don't work when they're not connected to your clear business structure. Before you ask, how do I get more bookings? You need to be able to answer, who are they for? What is the experience like? What stories or needs are my products designed to support? What kind of relationship am I trying to build? Structure means your business has bones, not just decoration. You're not exhausted. Well, you probably are. So if you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or constantly second guessing yourself, that's not a character flaw. That's a business systems problem. When everything depends on how much energy or motivation you have that day, you're not running a business, you're running on fumes. Systems don't make you robotic, they make you reliable. They let you show up at your best more consistently. And stop spending every week reinventing how to answer your emails, explain your pricing, or follow up with leads. Your business should feel like it fits you. A business built on alignment with your strengths, your schedule, your values, and your goals is not just more successful, it's more sustainable, more enjoyable for you and those around you. And it attracts the right clients without you needing to chase them down. When things are built right, everything works better. And you get to grow the business and the life you actually want. Let me tell you one more thing before I go through some closing thoughts. And why did it just go out of focus? Huh. Well, I'm going to make a quick adjustment. That worked. I don't look at myself very often doing this. I look at the text that's over here on the side because I'm changing things. But I don't know how long it's been out of focus. Hopefully, it was just that moment. As you know, there's a handout for every single one of my shows. So if you want the handout, all you got to do is let me know. You can see on the screen how to do that. Just send me an email, jim@portraitprofits.com. That's the easiest way for me. One more time to remind you, if you'd like to set an appointment with me just to talk about you and your goals, reach out to me by going to my calendar. And that's at Calendly, not calendar, but calendly.com/photo school /15MIN. That'll take you directly to my calendar. Put yourself on it. So many professional photographers feel lost or stuck or something along those lines. They are trying, really trying. But despite all their efforts, they are still not getting where they want to go. They aren't lazy or they are not lazy or broken. They simply weren't aware that business, or that building a business specifically, they aren't lazy or broken. They simply weren't aware that building a business that fits them takes clarity, structure, and support. The business side should feel natural. It should feel creative. It should feel empowering and even energizing when it's built to match who you are. If any part of this message that I'm sharing with you today resonates with you, it's time for a shift from reacting to everything to building something that works, a shift from guessing to deciding, a shift from effort alone to aligned momentum, to build a business that will take you from where you want to go, that will take you where you to build a business that will take you where you want to go. You don't change who you are. You just need a path that matches who you are and where you want to go. If you haven't already, please enter in #live, letting me know that you're watching live. If during this show you heard something that you like, that you think you could use, that motivated you, hit that like button, hit that love button. As you know, the Portrait Profit Show is every Monday. And almost every Monday it's at noon. But on the second Monday of each month, which is the very next show, the second Monday of each month, I move the Portrait Profit Show to 6:30 in the evening. And this causes people who can't see it during the day to be able to see it in the evening. So just adjusting that schedule just to make things easier for some who need that. So put it on your calendar, the Portrait Profit Show, a week from today on Monday at 6:30 in the evening, not noon. It'll be noon the next one after that. But next week, the 9th, February 9th, it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Now, I want to thank you, Lens Legends. And by the way, if you haven't watched an episode before, you are a Lens Legend in my mind. That's what I call you. So thank you, Lens Legends, for joining me today for today's episode of the Portrait Profit Show. If something in today's lesson helped you to see your path more clearly, or gave you that nudge to finally build the business you actually want, hit that like button and share this episode with someone else who needs it. You know what? We're not just photographers. We're building real businesses with clarity, intention, and momentum. And next week, we'll keep it going. Same place, just a different time, 6:30 in the evening. So mark your calendar. So as we end another episode, I hope that the ideas and strategies we've explored today have resonated with you and that you're able to move forward with confidence. You know, the world is waiting for your unique vision and your ability to touch lives through portraiture. Trust in your talent and seize today as an opportunity to let your passion soar, making the world a more beautiful place, one portrait at a time. Thank you, Lens Legends, for your time and attention here today. And thank you for the efforts that you make each day to be such an amazing portrait photographer. I've got one announcement, and then we'll end the show. The Digital Pro Lab has I'll put this up on the screen, and that probably is too small for those of you on Instagram. Let's make that bigger just for a moment. There we go. All right. So this class that the Digital Pro Lab is going to be doing can be done virtually. I want you. This is this coming Wednesday, so just 2 days away. I want you to go to the to digitalprolab.com, click on events, and that will show you the calendar. In fact, I can show you what that looks like real quick. Share screen. All right. So that is what you see when you go to the to digitalprolab.com. You click on calendar, or excuse me, you click on events, it takes you to the calendar. And then when you click on the link for Wednesday, it tells you more about the Lightroom class that they're hosting that begins this Wednesday. And I recommend you take advantage of that, especially at that price. It's $25 plus whatever the tax or whatever the Eventbrite charges are. So I think it's 28, but still extremely inexpensive. Take advantage of this. Besides, you can watch it from home like you're watching the Portrait Profit Show. You can do this from home. So let me remove that. So that is the Lightroom Classic Masterclass. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, my name is Jim Landers, and I bring you the weekly Portrait Profit Show. Until I see you next week, Lens Legends, keep thriving, keep growing. I look forward to watching you grow. You're freaking awesome. I really appreciate you. Bye for now.